Hey guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Don't know when this will be going out between Christmas and New Year. I'm going to be making hazard a guess at. Um, so yeah, what did you get for Christmas? I got some good stuff. I just thought I'd share one or two little pieces and do one of the projects today. So this here, bought from me by my daughter. Thank you very much. It's a radio, little AM/FM radio, which is cool because buried away somewhere I have a transmitter, so you can transmit your telephone, music from your phone to your car stereo via FM. And I thought that'd be good fun, play with that. And I've also got this, which is an egg timer. So probably do this first, I think. I like the idea of this. Could be good fun. Let's get the old. Oh, I'm just moving some wires out of the way so I don't melt them with my soldering iron. And I've got the right tip in it. And good start. Oh, what else did I get? Which I'll be doing shortly. This little bad boy. 3D printing pen. Now I've seen people using them. I've got a full-size 3D printer. I'm going to open it up and we'll have a look together and see what it's like and maybe have a little play. And obviously create something that's totally inappropriate, as you do. So, without further ado, let's get going. Okay, that's so. At least I know where them screws are now. So we'll get things prepped up while the soldering iron's warming. Bit of solder, cutters. No idea what else I need. And let's have a look. So obviously we have got instructions and I'm going to guess this is a quality control label, 2017-10, so possibly October 2017 it was made in. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so we should have 57 3mm LEDs. So I'll just find a pen, see if I can. So there, we've got 57 3mm LEDs. USB. So I'm just going to get a 3mm DC. ISP, in-circuit programming. Not sure. SC15W201S. I'm going to guess that is that IC. That is. So that's going to need a little bit of work. Yeah, that's been through the ringer as that. So we'll have to have a little repair on that. That's the power connector. USB TTL. S2. Yeah, so I have no idea what they are. Oh wait, here we go. So we've got some parts under here. I see. So now L1 to L57. So obviously those are the 3mm LEDs, 57 of them. U1, which is the chip, the main chip, which is that bad boy. That's a bit bent and knackered. Obviously we've got our bent and knackered plug. DC1 has got to be the power supply. ISP, so that's the headers there. Okay. 2 is a 6x6. I want to guess that means 6x6mm button switch, and 3, 3, 4. No idea what those are. So on the back here we've got a bit of a wiring diagram. Okay, and what I'll do is I shall find a data sheet on this chip, the SC15W201S, and quickly poke that up now so you can have a look at it. And then we'll find out a little bit more about just exactly what goes where. So, what do I need? I'm going to need a vise, and I was going to say helping hands, but no idea where my... oh, there it is. Helping hand. Okay, helping hand. This is the yeah, my version of helping hands. Right, so the LEDs, standard LEDs. We have our cathode, the short leg, anode, the long leg. Okay, so negative, positive. And on here we have our diagram. And if you notice, it's a flat edge. Well, you're probably not going to be. These are too small to be able to see it. But the flat edge is on the cathode side, so that's negative. And the diagram, you've got, actually, I've got this here, which will help you understand it. So you can see it there. So that is our cathode side and our anode side. I always keep handy little bits of paper or little cheat sheets, if you like, for want of a better way of putting it, handy. It just makes life a bit easier. Now when you're doing oh, we've got a little cap there as well. And we've got some issues there on the silk screen, so I'm not sure. I'm going to guess that that needs to be an LED. It's going to have to be, isn't it? Yeah. But there's no indication on the board of where the cathode goes. So the switch goes there. That's not ideal for pointing with. The switch there. Edge connectors there. Main IC there. That's our DC in. So yeah, I was right. ISP in circuit programming. Yeah. On off. No indication of a switch. But what we do have is these pads here. So I don't know whether that's relevant. It's hard to say, and being as so it is programmable. This is he's switch. So that's our little switch in there. Okay, we're in a good place now. Which side does it all go? Being as we've got no instructions, it's going to be guesswork. So do you want that on the front or back? Hard to say. We'll figure it out as we go along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay in the LEDs. Do they need to be? Yeah, we'll keep them taken flat. So I'm not going to do. You could actually just poke them all through if you want and go for it straight away. I'm just going to do a row at a time. In fact, what I'm going to do is a row at each end. So I'm going to do a row at this end and a row at that end. Then when I lay it down, it'll be level instead of being at an angle like it is now. Okay, so I'll probably fast forward this part. Hey folks, so as you can see, that part's now done. LEDs are all soldered in there nicely. Nice and tidy, made sure they're all nice and level. There's nothing worse than something like this because it's got stands a chance of being used in the kitchen. I was looking at something as well. Now this runs off, this needs a 3-volt supply. I'm wondering whether I should see if I can go down to my local electronics store and get a 2AA battery holder. So that I can mount that on the back, and if I get the right kind of battery holder, it'll actually make it a stand, sort of stand up. So rather than put that nasty looking DC supply button on the front there, I'll put it on the back, and I'll also probably present the pins on the back as well, as opposed to being on the front. So it looks a little bit less industrial, and also give me something to lean the batteries on. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan there. So I'm just going to crack on, get as far as I can now, and then once I'm happy with what I've done, I'll dive into the town, pick up the battery holder, and that's nice and square, and get that mounted on there in some way. So I'll just finish this bit off while you guys are watching, and probably straighten out the main IC pins. So what have I got later on here? Numerous types of pliers, big beefy ones. Not that this needs big and beefy, quite the opposite. Really don't like this terminal, but I don't think I've got any that I've got turned pins, because these are just flat and nasty and horrible. In fact, tell you what, I want to check. Looks like our joint might have flat now. Oh no, might have some with turned pins on there. Yeah, that's much better. They just look better, don't they? So we'll get that on there, and I'll put that in there for another day for me to fight with. And handy tip here when you're doing this kind of thing, a little bit of blue tack. Obviously make sure it's on the right way up. So there we go, the blue tack's on there, that's going to hold it in. Just do one pin, put your finger behind, push up, just to make sure it's square. Then, I mean, this is the way I do it. There might be a better way, but this way works well for me. And we'll do the opposite corner now. And again, finger behind with a moderate amount of pressure, and hold it there. Don't just let go, because it will spring back out. There we go. And that now is perfectly square. So it's just a case of quickly whizzing round, get some heat in, dab a solder. You all know how to do it. I'm not doing a soldering lesson because my soldering isn't the best in the world, and I'm not even going to try and pretend that one. I mean, some people like it to look perfect. I mean, this probably is. Yeah, I mean, there is proper ways to do it. I don't know them. I've watched YouTube videos, and everyone who teaches appears to have their own method and what it should look like at the end. But I'm using a cheap soldering station, which is a Katsu. Don't know, it's a 985. So it's a rip-off, a Chinese rip-off. So it says 350 degrees centigrade. I have no idea what that actually is. You know, whether it is 350 or if it isn't 350, what is it? Don't know. Right, so that's that done. So we've got our little switch with bent pin on there. So see if we can get them straightened out a little bit. Yeah, this doesn't help with having gigantic fingers trying to do this kind of thing, does it? That's our on-off switch. Lovely. So again, a bit of blue tack. It's just to help with stabilising the part, and then you're not trying to fight with too many things. That's this is probably going to burn me slightly. Feels okay. So what are your thoughts on the amount of solder that you use? Do you actually, yeah, you got a decent sized reel, do you pull it straight off the reel, or do you cut pieces off? I prefer using cut pieces, but it does mean waste, because it gets to a certain length where you're just going to melt your fingers. Right, so this switch Now it's a square switch and it doesn't show us on the orientation, so this could go, or is that orientation? Yeah, it is, isn't it? If you notice, the solder pads further apart there than across. So I'm going to hazard a guess that it goes in this way around. You know, when you're doing something, you feel it, it's just like, this is going to end in tears. Ow! There we go. So, a little tactile switch. That's in. Again, a little snot of blue tack on there. Yeah. So let's try it like this. I'm not keen on running the solder straight off the reel, as I tend to wave around a bit, and so by doing that I don't feel like I've got the freedom. Let's go. And again, I would love to know what temperature my tip is, because that's, to me, is the important part of soldering, is the actual getting the right temperature. And this can only be somewhere near. Right, so for this exercise, obviously on these things, centre is positive, outer is negative, and we've got two traces. So I'm going to suggest that that there is positive, this one here is negative. Should I put it on or shouldn't I put it on? So I'll just notice that one of the LEDs is not quite square, which will irritate me. There we go. So we're getting there. Switch. I don't know what those two holes are for. Don't appear to actually be for anything, these two holes there. Those ones we know are the power. So I think I'll put this in for now. Or should I? I see you know, I think I will. Yeah, we'll get it put in, because I can soon lift it out. Yeah, that's nice and flush. And I think this one here is just for stabilization. Stabilization. Right. So that's all the components apart from this capacitor, which is 334. No idea what that is. There's no mention of a capacitor on here. So we can go USB 1 or 2. So we can have DC. Okay. So we can have USB power in if I had a. Right, I see. So that's for a micro USB. So I'm just going to pause the video and see if I've got. Well, that sucks. So I've got two USB sockets, and I do have micro USB plugs. Typical. Just trying to think what the best way of going to be doing this is. I'm going to have to. I think for now is I'll just solder a couple of bits of wire onto there, and we'll put 3 bolts into it, and play it that way around. So first things first, fix the damn chip. This should be fun. I did have there we go, smaller pair of long nose pliers to see if we can do something with these legs. So being as this was a gift from my daughter, I'm not going to say to her that yeah, it arrived and it was unfortunately destroyed in the post, because bless her, she's well, she's tried her hardest to get all this together, and I really do appreciate it, guys. I love this kind of thing. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but hey, there's those of us that like this stuff and those of us that don't. This is my thing, and she's actually put some thought into it. Got me a great Prezi that I can build, and weirdly enough probably give it back, because I'm not brilliant in the kitchen. Yeah, she is a master behind the cooker. Right, that's actually not too bad. So, do the old bend them all at once trick. Because that's the problem with using pliers, it doesn't tend to bend them all at the same time. So it's one or two still slightly out of line. This is easier than it looks. No, sorry, it's more difficult than it looks. So we've got the cutout at the top of the chip, indentation, indentation there, indentation there. So that means top left is number 1. And you've got to have your tongue hanging out when you're doing this kind of thing. There we go. Make sure all the pins are in, and there. It's home. Right, a little bit of wire now, I think. He says, trying to find a little bit of wire. Yeah, so I had a bit of an issue with my wire under here. I had a reel, or I still have a reel. However, it dropped to bits on me, and now I have gigantic long lengths of wire that I have no idea where it's going, so I'm just going to borrow some out the middle of something else for now. That'll do. That's going to be a job that I'm going to do shortly, because I've just nearly finished a reel on my 3D printer. So I'll be able to use that to put the cable onto. Wow, that bit, oh, that's why. So we'll try that again. I do have an automatic wire stripper somewhere, but you know, it's like you just get the first thing nearest to hand to do it. Oh, they're actually quite vicious, which is surprising. There were some Chinese things which cost me about, I don't know, about 3p or something. So wasn't expecting them to be as good as all that. Ah, yeah, that's so there's the habit of the old solder on the reel. So we'll quickly tin this. And we'll use the bench power supply to do what we need, I guess. It's 3 volts, so it should be okay. But that suggests to me that this will take more than 3 volts. But hopefully by now Actually, what I'll do is I might break, have a read of the sheet for the chip to find out what its input voltage is. Because if that'll take USB, then that's 5 volts, isn't it? So it could be 3 to 5 volts, which this does not say, but we've definitely got DC 1, USB, and the switches. Oh, I see. Yeah. Obviously, switches the power on and off. But there's no indication. 3mm. USB TTL S2. So we've got PC. So that's that there. So PC. I have no idea what this is and where that can go. There's no indication whatsoever, which is a pain in the arse. Oddness. Never mind, figure it out. Right. So that there is going to be positive. Wet the tip. And that there is negative. There we go. We'll put the old power supply on. I'll just quickly set this for so that's on 3 volts. Sorry guys, a lot of wreckage laid around here now. So there we go. Switching the opposition. Powered on. No current draw. Bonus. That means that, well, moment of truth. Okay. So that is working straight away, which is good news. You can see it, the sands are spilling down or up, depends upon your direction. Now we can see it there, it's working, perfect. So what happens if we press this? That happened really quick. I'm trying to figure out whether that light up there is... Yep, all the LEDs are working. But this switch doesn't appear to do anything. Oh! So I'll accelerate it slightly. I'll switch off the main light. Hopefully you'll be able to see this a bit better. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that a lot better. That looks quite good. So it would appear press and hold slows it down. So we've got 2 speeds maybe, yeah. Oh, that goes for it. Oh yeah. And it would appear that's all it's going to do. So you hold it for a second and it changes the speed. No, you don't. Two seconds. Yeah, so it's 2 seconds hold on that switch. There we go. Job's done. I probably will do an extra video. Wow, that whited out. Yeah, there we go. So I probably will do an extra video, so we can go over fitting a battery onto it, and maybe a USB socket if I can find a USB socket. I've got some more bits of PC laid around, so I can probably take one off one of them. That'll do the job. Okay, right. Well, thank you very much, folks. Thank you very much, folks. Enjoy.